welcome to another beautiful day in quarantine. With us being stuck at home for the past month, we have been binge watching
our childhood memories.
We've been rewatching everything. But we've been watching a lot of Disney Plus. It's been making us get very excited and having debates about all of these movies that we think are so good and underrated. And we thought, why don't we make you a list of our top favorite, most underrated Disney animated movies?
They gotta be underrated.
Frozen and The Lion King are banned from this list. If you have not seen some of these movies, you need to go check them out on your Disney Plus account. We have them ranked in a little list for you. Starting at 15.
The Three Musketeers.
Okay, but it's the Mickey Mouse Three Musketeers. I know what you're saying. You're like, Anthea, that is a children's movie. I'm not saying it's the best movie ever, but it used to be like my comfort film. Like, I used to watch it all the time.
She did.
The songs are the best part of it.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're
the songs are so
part.
catchy.
No,
the songs in it are great because they're parodies of classical music.
As musicians, we appreciate it.
It's really cute and creative. The turtle is
the narrator. The animation. It's that simplified, almost kind of like cartoons, you know, where the background repeats itself.
It's just a really cute movie.
And it's Mickey Mouse.
Come on, it's Mickey Mouse. He's iconic. He is Disney. It's cute. Go watch it. You'll enjoy it. Okay, number 14. Treasure Planet.
It is the steampunk, futuristic, alienistic version of
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, of Treasure Island. The kid that meets the pirate, they go on this long journey, and then he double crosses them. That's basically all it is, except it involves aliens and robots and traveling the galaxy.
So literally all it is the alien version of Treasure Island / Pirates of the Caribbean / Star Wars / Atlantis.
Dun, 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 dun. It's unique.
The characters have really interesting character designs. Like the captain who looks like a cat.
Yes, and then the doctor that looks like a dog. They're humanoid that are based off of those animals.
Isn't there a bad guy who's a turtle?
Yeah, the little blob.
If you love slime, you'll love Treasure Planet.
13 is Brother Bear. Tell everybody.
This was always one of her favorites more than mine.
It's this really heartbreaking story about a guy that gets turned into a bear and then has to babysit the whole movie.
An Eskimo, right?
Yes,
Before Brave, we had Brother Bear. It's like a mix of Brave and Ice Age.
The first Ice Age. I like it though, because the little bear, oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Say it with me! Go die!
My favorite part of the movie has got to be the moose.
Mooses?
Moose.
It's like buffalo.
If anything, you gotta go watch Brother Bear just for the moose.
If you love Canadian moose.
Plus, we've got the classic song in the middle from Phil Collins, who did the music for
Tarzan!
So go check out Brother Bear. And don't watch the sequel, it is cheesy.
I forgot there was a sequel
because
it's so
sequel.
terrible.
Cinderella 3.
Not 1, but 3.
You're like, that is a child's movie. That is a simple, plain, cheesy. No, it is not.
It is not. We just rewatched it.
Obviously have not seen it.
Cinderella,
the original, I think in itself is underrated.
When was the last time you watched it?
When was the last time you actually watched it? But we're not talking about that. The third one is a little jewel. It's a diamond in the rough. The script.
It's time travel, okay? If you like Doctor Who, you'll love this.
This sequel is actually good. It's funny. The only part of it I think is pretty cheesy is that some of the songs.
Yeah, some of the songs are kind of cheesy, but it gives you more insight into like Anastasia, one of the stepsisters, and like how she's her own individual person. She's not just this animated character that's there to be an antagonist.
Yeah, the movie isn't even about Cinderella as much as it is about Anastasia. Mm-hmm. And it actually gives the prince more of a character too.
It does. He has a personality in it, and it's great.
Like
there's a plot twist.
This one actually has character development. It has them actually falling in love with each other and finding each other, and it's not a perfect movie. It is extremely underrated, and it's actually good.
Very underrated.
So if you've never seen it, or you haven't seen it since you were a kid and it first came out, then you need to go give it another watch.
Indeed. 11.
Rescuers. first and the second. We're talking about both of them.
They got a pretty good sequel in my opinion. I loved the sequel, but the first one, it's got such a soft animation, like art style. It's
a classic.
So precious.
It's got kind of a bittersweet feel to it. The villain,
yes.
She's crazy.
Cruella, the sequel. She lives in a swamp with alligators.
The movie was just so much to hold your attention when you were a kid. You know, the mice, the Rescue Aid Society, is that what they're called?
Yes, the RESCUE, Rescue Aid Society.
I love
a bunch of mice out there to protect you.
Penny wasn't ever my favorite because her character design is regurgitated from Mowgli in the jungle.
She's an adorable little girl that's there as a side character.
I don't blame the animators. They had to hand draw everything back then. But the sequel is actually a pretty good sequel too.
It is. It's set in Australia.
I would say that everything about the Rescuers 1 and 2 is amazing except for the Seagull.
The Seagulls, there's 2 of them.
And I want to smack both
garbage.
of them. The medical scene in the second one always freaked me out when I was a kid.
With their chainsaw. 10. It's your favorite, The Great Mouse Detective.
The Great Mouse Detective!
Oh, you remember the theme song. Okay. Basil!
Basil is the rodent version of Sherlock Holmes.
The bat actually scared me when I was a kid. Legit,
if the bat did not actually scare you as a child, then you were pretty tough. But we have a story. Okay, so the part where the bat first pops out as the jump scare, you know.
Oh gosh, I feel myself aging. Presses his face up against the window and goes like, blah!
When you're like 6, it's pretty scary, okay? But we always used to rent it from like this video store. It was one of our favorites. And one time we got it and we hadn't seen it in a while. And we sat down to watch it. And we're just like, yeah, we're getting the heebie-jeebies because that part always scares us. Because, you know, she's like 6. I'm probably like, I don't know. It's creeping up to that part. It's about to get to the jump scare. Right when the bat pops out, the electricity goes out.
And the screen just goes, blah! And we're like,
and
it was so scary.
Needless to say, we were freaking out. It's iconic because the scene inside of the clock, I think, wasn't that the first time in an animated movie that they used that type of
3D animation?
Yeah.
Because it went from 2D to 3D at the same time. That was the first time they'd
done that.
Plus,
the script is really good. Everyone loves a good mystery story, a good kidnapping, a good
kidnapping for you morbid lovers out there.
Dobby!
We had a little plushie of Dobby. We had a plushie of him!
Dobby's adorable!
Oh!
So if you like mysteries, if you like Sherlock Holmes, and you like a few catchy songs set in the early 1900s England or whatever, then go check out The Great Mouse Detective.
It's recommended by us.
Yes.
Because we're so important.
Highly recommended.
Number 9.
The Sword and the Stone. When we were 8, it was the movie.
It was mesmerizing.
I love the medieval setting. It has Merlin in it. It's based on King Arthur, for goodness sake.
Hockety pockety. And half the time, the characters in it call him Ward.
Do they call him Wart or Ward?
Wart? I thought they call him Ward! Well, if they call him Wart, then you're just a wart on my foot!
Commonly called Wart? That's so mean. Why do they call him Wart?
I mean, he is in servitude to them, so I guess it's just like, you're scum.
Anyways, he's just this scrawny little kid, and he meets Merlin, and Merlin just makes the whole movie. Merlin teaches Arthur all about life, turns him into several different animals, and they go on these great escapades.
The squirrels. Madam Mim.
Madam Mim. Madam Mim. The great Madam Mim.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
If you have seen it or are going to watch it, you will get it. When we say the wolf is hilarious.
And Archimedes is such a mood.
He is though. He's such a grouch.
One thing I really like about it is that Merlin is based off of Walt Disney. I've heard that a lot of his personality was based off of Walt Disney, which I think is funny. So go check out The Sword and the Stone.
Next on the list is Robin Hood. You know, the one with the foxes, the animals. It's a major classic in this household. My mom loves it, and we all sing the intro song all the time. We'll just randomly start humming it. It's a really good story. It's based off of Robin Hood. It's got such cute little characters. There's got a family of rabbits. And then the bear.
Before we had Zootopia.
He's so perfect as a fox.
He's as cute as an animated fox can get.
Next to Nick Wilde. The snake, Hisk. He is like the ultimate sidekick. He always is rolling his eyes behind closed doors because the prince is an idiot. Every town has its ups. I don't know what key I just started in.
Outnumber the downs, but not in Nottingham.
The only part you were allowed to skip is the romantic song between Maid Marian and Robin Hood. Next on the list, 777 was Brave. How's your Scottish accent?
It's not very good, I have to admit.
I just do Irish.
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
No.
You're probably like, Brave isn't underrated. Everybody's probably seen it at least once. But ever since it came out, no one's really talked about it.
Nope.
And I think that the plot line deserves a little more recognition. How often do you see a movie about a good mother-daughter relationship like
I mean,
that?
it is like pretty accurate.
It like forces a mom and her daughter to
See eye to eye.
see eye to eye and realize they really do love each other and help understand each other. I really like that. Plus, I just love bears. And watching all the tribes banter is pretty funny, to be honest. I know that some people think they're kind of inappropriate, but...
The part where they're introducing their sons, and he's like, one dude's like, my son did this, and he with one hand held the sword, and with the other one with one hand, and they're all looking at this huge dude, and he's all musky, and he's like, muscle pops, and she's like, whoa, and he's like, shoves him out of the way and grabs a noodle arm child, and goes, and in one arm, and his arm literally jiggles. You can hear the sound effect of his arm flapping, and it's so beautiful.
And all the wild Scottish personalities, they're
It's
so
amazing.
big and...
In your face, but they're like funny,
It's really
entertaining.
fun to watch.
I've got to say, my
think
favorite
so
part is
underrated.
the will-o'-the-wisps. They are so precious. They're like
They're kind of
little,
creepy.
little blobs of fire. That's cool, in my opinion. As an
Stay
artist,
away.
that's cute.
So go give Brave another watch, and if your mom is stuck in the house with you, then pull her in there with you and have her watch it with you.
Okay, next on the list.
Dude, you threw out my groove!
I'm sorry, sir, but you threw off the Emperor's Groove.
The Emperor.
It's hilarious. It's literally one joke after
It's
another.
just funny.
It does have a point that you
It's a
shouldn't be
feel-good
so
movie.
self-absorbed and like
Some
egotistical,
good
but
message.
it's always good for a laugh. It does
Yeah.
have serious moments occasionally
good
to like give
balance.
you a breath, and then it goes right back into the funny.
It's got some iconic lines. It's a very quotable movie.
Yes.
I mean, the poison.
The poison for Cusco.
The poison to kill Cusco.
Cusco's poison. That poisoned! I'm pulled a lever, bro! Oh, go watch it! My sister's little viewers, go watch it. Okay, next on the list. Tarzan!
We're family!
One of the best scenes. It's in a song, and it's his growing up. It's like the transformation from child to adult.
Through the
It
sky.
fits so perfectly, and it's so beautiful, and it's just, it's like watching a beautiful ballet performance. You're in awe at the talent of the animators and the musicians. Turk and Tantor are hilarious. They're the hilarious duo
They're
sidekick,
hilarious.
kind of like Timon and Pumbaa. Something that's really good about this movie is the antagonist. It's the animal that killed his. Is it a leopard? Cheetah? I forget. It's a leopard. The leopard that killed his parents, and it's like almost like a symbol that Tarzan had to overcome what his parents could not.
That's pretty good.
And it's really deep. Clayton is, and
Nobody
his
ever
death.
talks about him!
His death. Can we point out the fact that Tarzan is able to mimic the sound of a gunshot and refers to it as Clayton?
It's one of the few movies that the music was so well written for the movie. I love the jungle sounds and the music. And
Oh, in the end part. I cry on that part sometimes. When I was little, I used to bawl. I was like, he lost his dad again! Spoiler alert, sorry.
I mean, the whole thing about like a baby left with the wild animals in the jungle thing, it's like the Jungle Book, but it's so much better. Number 4.
Atlantis! This has Michael J. Fox. Mic drop, go watch it.
The only reason we put this a little higher than Tarzan is that we think it's slightly more underrated.
I like it because it's an adventure movie. I'm all about adventure. It's got a great main character cast because they all have such unique backstories and goals in life that really defines them as a character, and their character growth is there. I also like the animation. It's got a really cool art style to it. They also have the mixture of 2D and 3D animation. I also really like the idea of the movie and the journey of watching them get to Atlantis, and the fact that the Atlanteans can speak multiple languages.
It's like Avatar.
Yeah, it is, except they live under the crust of the earth instead of on a different planet.
Milo is such a relatable character. He's kind of a dork. He's kind of an outcast.
They tease him a lot and they don't really like him that much. And there's one part where the guy that makes bombs, he has a canteen with him and Milo drinks out of it and he goes, "Don't drink that." And he's like, "Why not? It's just water." He goes, "That was a canteen of nitroglycerin. You're going to explode. Don't move." That wasn't really that. It was water, obviously.
He's also clumsy. And he's really passionate about what he does, though. He's well educated. He's smart.
It's very unique, and it's fun to watch over and over again because it's so full of action, and Milo is such a good character.
Number 3.
The top
Three.
three.
Bug's Life. It's because nobody ever talks about it. It's a great movie. Has nothing to do with the fact that my dad adores this movie.
This is our father's favorite movie.
He likes it because it's about organization and the micromanagement of them. He just adores it. He likes how unique and imaginative the main character is while still being structured, organized, and
It's just a classic Pixar movie. It's the same as Toy Story, Monster Z. Gets right up there on quality level, but for some reason, it always gets swept under the rug. Wasn't it the second Pixar movie ever made?
Heimlich is like the best character. He's so relatable. All he does is eat because he talks about becoming a beautiful butterfly.
Toy Story was first. Well, A Bug's Life was second.
But nobody remembers it. The animation got better.
I like the message about unity and sticking together and as a family or as just a
community.
Because the grasshoppers are bullies and are always picking on them. But at the end, the ants finally, are able to fight them off because they finally decide to stick together.
Stand up for themselves.
No one ever talks about Princess Ada. Princess Ada is a very strong female character.
So is her little sister Dot.
She's adorable. And it makes me angry that it has to be compared to ants. Because there is no comparison.
I've seen both, and as someone who has seen both, ants pales in comparison. It's not kid-friendly. It's an adult movie. Go watch it.
Give it some love. Moving on to number 2. Meet the Robinsons. The future has arrived today. What is there to not say about this movie? One of the best plot lines I've ever seen in an animated movie. Plot twists, interesting characters. If you're watching it for the first time,
oh, you're gonna be so shocked. So shooketh.
Like, the first time you watch it, you're like, wait, what? Wait, what?
You get as shocked as the characters.
Did you just kick over my trash can?
No. It also deals with a kid that was abandoned by his mom when he was a baby. It's about him discovering that he does not necessarily need to define his worth by if his mom wanted him or not. It was like a new era of animation almost. It has its own unique look to it.
Like the color palette used for the whole film.
It's got a bunch of bright blues and bright reds. And
the bowler hat guy is hilarious.
Oh,
it's like dude from Smurfs' cousin. And I like how they honored Walt Disney by having a quote from him at the end.
The whole baseline for the movie, to keep moving forward, isn't that one of his mottos?
Yeah.
Don't stop and look at your past. Focus on your present and your future so you can make it better than your past.
It's a movie that really values family, which is rare these days.
And it doesn't matter if you have a perfect family or a quirky family.
It's the type of movie that makes you walk away and feel like it was full of substance.
Like you learned something. And then for our top of the list, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's got a great protagonist, an amazing evil antagonist. Priest Frollo, I'm sorry, but he's realistic. Like, he could be a normal, everyday villain in that time era.
His evilness
That's a word.
Does not rely on magic powers and stuff.
He's just one of those people that you would refer to as, like, a psychopath.
He let his flesh take over him, which is a very important message for, we're Christians, and that's a really important thing we live by, is that we can't let our flesh be in control of us. And Frollo is a very interesting character because he's
ruled entirely by his flesh. Okay, moving on from the worst of it. It's got amazing songs in it. It's such a deep story underneath the story. I mean, the opening song, when the storyteller is singing, he sings, "Who is the monster and who is the man?" Frollo is the monster, whereas Quasimodo looks like the monster to them. Frollo is actually the monster, even though he looks like a man. And it's all about what's in here. And it's just such a deep and intriguing movie. I'm always floored by it every time I watch it because it's...
all the main characters, the good ones, have very strong integrity. Quasimodo, Esmeralda,
Phoebus.
The songs are so powerful because the vocals are so raw. They're like, it's from the same era kind of as like Beauty and the Beast. You can tell they're not relying on auto-tune like Disney movies do these days.
God Help the Outcast is one of the best Disney songs in a musical ever. It is such a powerful song because Esmeralda is praying and she's like, God, help my friends, help my people. I ask for nothing. And then it shows all the other people around her, the rich people, because she's a gypsy. And they're praying, they're like, I ask for wealth, I ask for friends, I want popularity. And it's like, it shows how shallow they all are and how much they take for granted. And it just shows how honest and sincere she is.
Plus, it's got a few funny parts, you know.
There's one
Mostly
part with
because
one
of
of the
the-
gargoyles. She goes to the edge of the bell tower and she goes, fly, my pretties! And all the pigeons fly out. And it
All
goes,
the- Yeah, it's parodying the Wizard of Oz.
It's a really good movie and it's not watched enough.
So that's the end of our list of our top 15 favorite animated Disney movies. Go give all these movies a watch.
Stay well, wash your hands, don't cough on people, be nice. Discover some new likes and interests you may or may not have.
Use this time to do something great and to make yourself a better person.
Productive. Do something productive.
Anyways, thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notifications when she posts new videos.
Make sure you hit like.
Comment possible movies that you think are underrated. Toodles!
Over and